Welcome into Dragon Ball Super Dope. My name is Kyle. Thanks for checking this out. We're back. We're back, baby. It's been a long 6-7 weeks about that, and I'm back today with my brother Raysean. Raysean, how you doing, dude?
I am doing good. I'm
Glad to
doing
hear it.
wonderful.
I'm glad that you're doing wonderful because I don't know. This has been a labor lately to try to get this episode done at a certain point. We've rescheduled a few times, but we're finally sitting here. First time in a while. We do have quite a bit of shit to cover. So I kind of do just want to jump into it. And then at the end of the episode, after we talk about a little tiny few pieces of Dragon Ball news, I'll do my fucking stand up on the table and bitch rant about everything that was the year 2023. All right. So stick around for that. We did not cover chapter 100 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel during the month of December. It was called Burst Forth, Light of Death. And that's the one where Gohan does the special beam cannon. But wait a minute, they called it something different. What? Why? I don't really need to dive into chapter 100 too much because it is essentially just the climax of the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie. But I did want to see what you thought of the wrap up. Any comment on the Light of Death comments I just made? What'd you think of 100 overall?
I thought the chapter was pretty decent. I mean, I thought it was cool for a wrap up. I like some seeing a little different scenes because I feel like the see, I'm a little bit if I'm like confusing the chapters, but they did show the end of Goku and Vegeta's fight in 100, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So yeah, I kind of liked that little sequence. I liked it a little bit of the difference because I guess you do have the name change, and I felt like the way like Piccolo was holding him up and stuff was kind of a little bit different. But overall, I felt like it was pretty good. It kind of ended just like the movie. It still gave you the same feel. You got Pan flying out at the end, so it still gave you the Pan flying at the end, which I guess still works because I guess a lot of people didn't see her fly when I guess she flew. So for them, it was kind of like at the first time that she flew.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it still works for me anyway, just because like she didn't do it out of a moment of panic like she did initially. She does it because she can control it now and she's calm and in control and safe with her family and friends. So
Yeah,
there's no longer a need to have it arise to do it. She can just do it naturally. So,
I
and
like
again,
that.
I said it probably a bunch when the movie originally came out, but I really do love Pan's whole arc in this fucking story. All right. As much as I've hated 2023 and the retelling of this in the manga, I truly do love Pan's arc in this, where she's like kind of like this empathetic, cool kid hanging out with Piccolo. She's getting her feet wet with training and stuff like that. But then she goes on this, for all intents and purposes, like a pretty scary adventure. And she's like kind of cool and rough and tumble and rolls with it or whatever. But she
Mm-hmm.
still has those limitations to her. And that limitation they put is the flying thing. And I just love it because those last 4 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, there is such a heavy emphasis on, oh, grandpa, I just flew around the world in 10 minutes. Like, I'm getting better. And like, to have that be where you pick up with her in the last 4 episodes of Z and that be like her little bit of an arc is learning how to fly in the first place in this movie. It's one of the things that I genuinely did enjoy. I enjoyed most of the movie, but no, not all parts of it. Yeah, chapter 100, come forth, burst forth, bust open this motherfucker's head, light of death. First few color pages I really liked in the chapter. I think I enjoyed 100 more than I thought I would because it was the end and I was like, fucking finally. But I also did like the, additional sort of choreography they give us at the end of the chapter with Goku and Vegeta before the ultimate
Mm-hmm.
admission of defeat. But
or even
chapter
like the is it Gamma 2 that dies or is it Gamma 1? I always
Gamma
mess it.
2, yeah.
Even like the little Gamma 2 that death scene, like I thought that was, even though I've already seen it, it still got to me because I thought that was still like the fun Gamma, the one that was more like talkative, the one that was like more in your face. So seeing that be the one that has to die is kind of crazy. But to me, it's interesting because we all like are heartbroken about it, but we also forget that Hito should be able to just build another one. Low key, like I
Yeah,
mean, he is an android, so
why
it
not?
makes you.
I was kind of thinking about that too at the end of this chapter because I don't remember them having the body this late in the movie. They probably did, but I just don't remember it. And I was like, oh shit, they still have the body. Are they going to bring him back? Maybe make that be a change. But I don't know. He could if he wanted to. He works for Capsule Corp now, so he could get the tech to be able to do that. But
Okay.
I mean, is he going to have the opportunity to be able to do that? Because Bulma was very clear when she's like, "Cosmetics, dude, cosmetics. You need to keep the skin looking young, etc. I'm not going to be giving you money for no death robots." Like, it could have been something like that, just to kind of restrict him. And you already have the greatest bodyguard in the world. What the hell do you need a second one for? Um, there
True.
is one quick shot with Gamma One that I genuinely love. I remember reading because I didn't read chapter 100 until chapter 101 came out just a couple days ago. There's such a cool little shot of Gamma and Hito looking at Pan flying at the end of the chapter, and like the angry, mean, short sort of Gamma One like looks up, smiles at her, and I was like, oh shit, maybe he'll soften up. I'm interested to see what they do with those two characters, and if it's just like two bit parts to hang around Capsule Corp and they're there for like plot convenience for the rest of our lives, or if Gamma One maybe is worthy of some shit.
I feel like if anything, Gamma One may he. I feel like now like I feel like if the more arc if he was in the more arc, he would have had something to do. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's
Yeah,
gonna be one of those situations where it's a lot of people coming from a different like planet or something. You're gonna have him do something. I don't know if you're gonna have him fight a main villain yet, because the main thing about it is he hasn't met Goku and Vegeta, and those are like the main people. Like you can be unless they start doing more Gohan and Piccolo stories, then I can see them using Gamma because you can say he's part of their little crew. You know what I mean? Which I
yeah.
think that would be an interesting route for them to go because like this what are they calling the Super Saiyan Beast now? That little
Beast mode,
forming,
yeah.
uh,
Beast mode.
which is I think that's pretty cool. Like to have that, and then also have I guess what was it? Whis basically
Orange Piccolo, Beast mode
Orange
Gohan.
Piccolo, but Whis basically saying that power level was like equivalent to where everybody's at right now. So it's like
All
okay,
right,
that's
all right.
interesting.
We're kind of going into 101, so let's just get to 101. Chapter 101, Carmine and Soldier 15. All right. This is and the first thing that I have written down here is Frieza. I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know if this has been something that's been confirmed. I think that it has been. If not, it was the most obvious thing in the world, and I've been accepting it as fact for several months now. Why is Broly with them on Beerus and Whis' planet in the manga during this stretch of the superhero movie? In my mind, because of how the gas granola arc ended with Black Frieza showing up and one-shotting each of them at the same time without any fucking effort, it's obvious to me why Broly's there with them. They need all the big, strong guys they can get to hopefully be able to defeat Frieza, and they don't want Frieza to come find them and fuck them up again, so they go hide. They pretty much confirmed that in this chapter 101. That's definitely been confirmed, right? That they're hiding and training there for Black Frieza, right? Am I wrong?
well, I'll take out hiding. I don't know if necessarily like they're hiding, but I will say they're training. They're training for Frieza.
Dude,
That's
she
the
like at a certain point in this chapter says something to the effect of like, we're sitting around and Frieza could come find us at any minute. I have to find the panel now because I'm curious at how
I think
badly
she
I
does say
misremembered
something
it.
similar like that. But the thing about it though, it's like I just don't see Frieza going to Beerus' planet unless Frieza is stronger than Beerus. Which Beerus still in this chapter made it seem like he's still stronger than Goku or Vegeta.
He
But
is.
I can't say that still what that does that mean he's not stronger than Frieza? Because Frieza is stronger than them. You know what I mean? So it's like that's the weird thing. I feel like if Frieza does come to Beerus's planet, Beerus is probably about to die. Beerus is about to have a good fight. That's like that's probably the most likely because I just don't see Frieza going to Beerus's planet without knowing he can win. You know what I mean?
I think if he does do that, the one thing that he probably has in his back pocket or go like his motivation is the gods don't interfere. Supposedly, they interfere all the fucking time. But like I could very easily see a reason that Beerus makes up on the spot to be like the affairs of mortals, none of my business, baby. All I do is destroy. And it's like, bro, you've been training this for like the last 6 years. What do you mean? You like you reround the world one time when Frieza fucking blew it up. Beerus, you fucking Hokkaido Gawasu and Zamasu, that's his name one time. Like, what do you mean you don't get involved in the affairs of mortals? And he's like, nope, not this time. I'm all set. And Frieza would be like, what are you, a pussy? And then Beerus is like, I could literally kill you with like a finger, but I won't because I'm sticking to my guns. And then the boys and Frieza have to fight. I probably won't ever play out that like that. But the Chilai line is Frieza could show up at any minute. What then? That new black form is no joke, right? Missed opportunity for Beerus to hop in and say, like, don't worry, baby, I'll protect you.
He doesn't say anything really when they bring up Frieza, which is kind of interesting.
No, I'm reading it right now. Got something to say, Lord Beerus? There's always going to be someone or something stronger than you. So keep plugging away with that training.
That's not that'll give you hope right
and
there.
Once you're stronger than me, I'll nominate you as the next god of destruction. That's what he says. He's not stronger than Beerus. I don't think that's like hyperbole or whatever. I genuinely think Beerus could fucking still roll Goku, no problem if he wanted.
Yeah, I thought because I still think he's training low key. Like when Vegeta when he did that training with Vegeta and they left on Tomorrow's Planet, I feel like he was still training because you still have to train when you like seeing how fast them Saiyans are low key getting stronger. You're like, damn, one of them just fucking learned Ultra Instinct. You know what I mean? Like the other one low key got my power. I need to let these motherfuckers know. like, I feel like it'll be nice if we do get him a serious moment just so he can kind of like show everybody where he is now. Because we haven't had a Beerus serious moment since, Battle of Gods.
And do you mean Beerus serious like fighting, you mean?
Yeah, I guess you could say in the manga chapter that I guess they'd had at Tournament of Power. But other than that,
when he
you haven't
fights all the
really.
gods of destruction, it's such a fucking shame that was not animated. This chapter was both fun and frustrating for me. Fun because we're finally beyond superhero, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Frustrating because it's just pieces of superhero remixed into a new fucking chapter and they're giving it to us as a new thing.
No, it's like they're added on to Super. You know what I mean? Like this is like the next day. Like we don't know what's really like what's happening because I kind of like the continuation of it. You get the beginning of the chapter, the villains from the last chapter seeing Goten and Trunks, which is crazy to me because I thought they would have like already had seen them because we know Hito did. So I thought he a low key they've already known about them, but it seemed like they didn't.
Yeah. Carmine strikes me as the run and hide kind of bitch when the big fight starts. So maybe he ran away before the boys showed up.
But yeah, I can give you that. I can give you that. But also, I don't know. I guess you could say hey, Hito was in the lab creating gammas because remember he did base them off of them.
Yeah.
So I would think like they would have been like, but maybe not. So he runs into them. He see them basically stop some bank robbers, which is funny because I like the energy they had where it was like, damn, this is easy because they coming off that rush of fight and sale.
Exactly my point though is this bank robber scene is almost the exact same kind of scene that they did in the 3 prequel chapters before the superhero manga took off. So like I don't know, October, November, December, I think, of 22, they did these 3 prequel chapters where it's just the boys running around, dicking around as superheroes. They did this. And that chapter is like very honestly, obviously an homage to the original Great Saiyaman shit when he's running around doing the same exact shit by himself. Busting up bank robbers.
I thought this was a homage to Great Saiyaman because then he do like this exact same scene type of thing when he stops some bank robbers.
My point is they've already done this homage at the end of 2022 in the prequel to the Dragon Ball superhero arc. I understand that you need to reset the scene and be like, hey, the boys are still doing this superhero nonsense and cleaning up, like right down to like the catching the bullets and shit. The only thing I didn't recycle in this that I loved in the original chapter that they did it in, the end of 22 is like Trunks catches all the bullets and like puts their gun in a fucking bag and puts it in the trash, or like breaks it and then puts it in a bag and makes them put it in the trash. So fucking funny, dude. I was really hoping for that. They didn't do it. They just give us this little rehash of a rehashed scene.
I like him throwing them in the air and talking to him and then punching them in the stomach at the end. It's like, damn, you really you ain't playing. Trunks is about it. Goten is a little celebrity craze. He can get a little distracted by the fans, low key. I like that little scene where you have the little girl from the side and he over here like, I'm like, bruh, Goten is hilarious. But I like how that basically have them like, we need you guys to go fight this big bad villain, and then it end up being like,
I just love
man,
that those two fucking idiots can't piece together that it's going to be Gohan. They're like, this is weird, man. It's like we're driving to Gohan's house. Wait, we're in the middle of nowhere. My brother lives around here, huh? Some big strong guy. I wonder who he could be talking about. My brother never mentioned him having any strong neighbors. They're so fucking stupid, man. So
because I
funny.
mean, if you think at their level, the only people they can think as powerful is their family. So they probably like, who is this other person? Because I guess they think in their minds they must. I guess they don't know who they are, but I don't know. But I just think it's funny because they low key never told them they was going to Gohan's house. So I'll give them that. But the fact that they do go to Gohan's house and the dude is this is the same dude that went there to go get Pan. I thought that was funny homage because he did not want to go back out there.
Everybody saw the title for this chapter, Carmine at number 15, Soldier 15, and everyone looked at the number to be like, a red ribbon soldier with the number 15 attached to it, like Android or Cyborg 15, depending on what you choose.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, dude, it's just some fucking idiot. It's the same idiot. Again, another point. This is literally just a rehashed, one of the funniest scenes in all of Dragon Ball superhero, whatever the fuck. One of the funny scenes in the movie is when they pull up and like try to provoke him to like whatever. And, like this was even funnier. They just start shooting up the place. And they're just like, what the hell are you doing, man? And my favorite thing, even though it is, you know, a rehash of that scene, but like taken, like you said, like the next day or like further on down the road, the last form we saw Gohan reach, you know, it's Beast. And I'm like, oh, great. Here comes the rehash. Oh, Gohan's going to go Super Saiyan and freak out over everybody shooting near his house. Nope. Full beast mode right off from the jump. And I remember having the reaction of like, because you see the big fucking crazy hair. Like, there's no doubt that it's a beast mode Gohan. And I'm like, did this motherfucker really just jump into beast mode out of like true blue nowhere? Like, heard a couple gunshots and just went to his strongest form ever. Okay. And I turned the page. And the next page is Goten being like, that is crazy that he just went full on. I'm like, yeah, man, it is pretty fucking crazy. So,
and because you got the both of the car, like, oh shit, nah, we not going out there. Because he keep calling them like, yeah, we got two motherfuckers to face you. And I guess if you think about it, Gohan's taking what Piccolo said to heart, bro. You might as well come out there in your strongest form, be ready to fight. There's no point of holding back. Show them what you got. Because they were scared. They did not want to go out there. I think that whole little scene was funny. I like the fact that you got Whis and them basically talking about like there was this whole shit happening on Earth, which I find is funny. Because if like he knew this was happening, why did he ask Bulma like, "Oh, what was going on?" You know what's going on? Like that don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I thought about this, and it kind of does like matter, I guess. You know, like how many days happened between the movie and this new chapter that we just read. Like, did they communicate it all? Because the way that 100 ends, she's like, "Yeah, no, the food went cold. Sorry, don't worry about it. Bye." Click. So like, she doesn't tell them at that point. Do they have another conversation between the start of this chapter and the end of the last chapter where she kind of hints like? Because that was another thing that was very commonly discussed this week. There's two other things from this chapter, well, I guess three, that I want to hit. One of them is this. Bulma states to them, which makes Goku ultimately come back, that this crazy battle happened on Earth. Gohan and Piccolo are super strong. They might even be stronger than you guys. Who knows? And that's what gets Goku to like come back right away because he needs to see for himself. He's excited. Everyone put a lot of weight or stock into the fact that Bulma is the character that said that. And it's like, in my opinion, I just thought it was like a narrow, like, I hate that Dragon Ball fans are so fucking literal sometimes, and that they need to have statements like this in the story to be like, see, I told you, Gohan's stronger right now at this particular moment in the manga versus Goku or whatever. In reality, we talk about it all the time. It doesn't fucking matter, like at all, at all, at all. But I'm of the opinion that they haven't seen Goku and Vegeta in a long time. They haven't seen like their new Ultra Ego form, perfected, mastered, whatever the fuck Ultra Instinct is right now. I can't even keep up. It's changed like 15 times. Would Bulma be the best person to ask about that? Really?
I don't.
You think
I
you'd be the best
don't.
judge of character? A lot of time removed. The person who doesn't fight at all has no real like point of reference for like key manipulation or power levels or anything like that. You really think Bulma's the person to say that definitively, and you're gonna hit your fucking argument to that statement one way or the other? I, ugh,
I
I
agree
just
with you on that. It's like, what was
Dragon Ball
she?
fans.
I don't know what she would really be basing it on, based on like destruction, maybe. Like,
Yeah,
this much stuff didn't get destroyed in the last fight. Like, that's the only thing I can think, because there's nothing really she's like can really base it on power wise, because she doesn't even like have power. Because
she
you
don't
can
know
only
shit.
if you like, in my mind, you can only base stuff based on how much power you actually have. So no matter what, everybody's gonna be way more powerful than her. I mean, Krillin probably is the more powerful than he's ever been to her eyes. And we probably know Krillin's not as strong as he probably was in Saiyan arc. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The
But
point
it
is,
really
She's the worst fucking person to ask. She's got no point of reference.
the
Even
best
somebody
person
who,
would have been
yeah.
like Beerus, because he's the only person like, or Whis. Them the only people at that level who can be like, okay, he's stronger, who's not
If you
stronger.
need that definitive fucking ranking to it, I guess. But like, who needs that? I'll tell you who needs that. Fucking 5-year-olds and Dragon Ball fans. God damn, I'm worried. I'm back in it, baby. New year, old me. 2024 me is still hating on all you Dragon Ball motherfuckers out there.
I think it depends if because you got it, because everybody's trying to figure out who's on at this pecking order right now. Only person we know right now that's at number one is Frieza, outside of the gods and everything.
Yeah.
Frieza is one. Then you hopefully you got Goku, Vegeta. But I mean, with Gohan's little beast form, you're like, hold up, could he stand a chance? Because I mean, he was standing a chance with Goku's last strongest form when they fought. I mean, what was that? I'll say it was his blue form with Kaioken when he was just fighting in his regular Mystique mode. And
I'm
they
not.
he still
Does
he
he?
was
I don't think he does the Kaioken blue in that movie because that's before the hit tournament, right? But either way, Frieza's
no, this
definitely
is right
top of the
before
food
the
chain.
what I'm talking about is right before the tournament, like before they fought to when he was
Oh,
measuring their
dude.
power before the tournament.
Episode 94 when Frieza kills all those motherfucking guards with the finger beams. And then they're like, "Oh, my punch slipped." Is that what you're talking about? That's one of the best animated episodes of Dragon Ball Super ever. Episode 94. Go watch it if you haven't watched it in a while. I watch it probably like twice a year. It's so fucking good.
No, I'm talking about the fight scene where you got Tien and Goku versus Piccolo and Gohan.
Let me tell you about that episode. Fun, nowhere near the tops of Dragon Ball Super episodes. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
I thought that was a good episode just because of how they were showing Gohan and the fact that he was still able to keep up with Goku at his strongest level. So I mean, I would think at this new form, he would still be at least be able to still keep up with him at his level. I mean, Ultra Instinct is a different boy because I mean it's basically a whole form that allows you to move on instinct. So I mean that'll be interesting. The fact that if Gohan can keep up with that, that'll be like, hold up.
Yeah,
Like you gotta be like,
that's the other
may,
thing. We didn't
maybe
see Beast. We didn't see Beast do anything outside of charge up a crazy Makako Sapo and fucking shoot it through Cell's head with everybody holding Cell or like distracting him. And then that's it. That's all we saw him do. So
and one other thing we do know is it's a true Saiyan form though. It's not a form that has God key or anything
you
that's
don't
like
know that
into it.
Gohan's a hybrid dog. You could fucking make what if that's what gives him his silver hair and beast nature is the fact that he's a mud blood. He's a Muggle, half
A
Muggle.
muggle, that's funny. Harry Potter.
I
Um,
understood that reference. Um, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Gohan. I do want to come back to that in just a second. There's two other things one of them is that, but the Broly training, I do just want to comment. The Broly Vegeta fight is really fun in this chapter. Some
yeah,
awesome fight scenes, some awesome choreography. Toritaro really hit the mark on those panels, those sequences.
good quotes.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. People seem kind of like confused as to why Vegeta goes Super Saiyan and Broly doesn't. And I
He
thought it
literally says why.
exactly. I was gonna say I thought it was pretty obvious as to like what Vegeta was trying to give him an example of. Like this is how much stronger you can get when you can harness and control your rage versus just hulking out and losing control. Saw a ton of people out there just like I don't get it. Vegeta said that he was going to fight him in base form, and then he goes Super Saiyan, and Broly doesn't go Super Saiyan. Why does Broly go Super Saiyan? It's like, dude, I don't know. Do you know? Hey, I know I might be asking you sort of a loaded question here, but do you know how to read?
And then the fact that there's even other context clues at the fact where Goku is like, oh shit, Broly's but looks like he's about to get pissed. And then you got Whis like, oh no, he looks like he's kind of controlled that and gotten past that. It's literally they're getting Broly to the point where he can control his anger. That is literally like the first step of his training, to basically learn how to control his anger, then to be able to use his anger to supply more power to his base form. That is the thing. And to be able to, the control is going to be the hardest thing for Broly to learn, to be able before he get into these Super Saiyan forms. Because to be honest with you, if he goes Super Saiyan right now and start destroying shit, it's like he might die. Because I don't know if Beerus is just going to allow somebody just to go destroy his planet. You know what I mean? Like, he fuck with the Saiyans, but you know what I mean? It's still a respect thing. So I like the fact that he's training him like he's training him, and I love that. I feel like Vegeta, like within Super, has to me come off as like the number champion one for Saiyans. Like, he's like the king of Saiyans. He's really trying to get his race of people and get them to the next level, low key. And he's been doing it with everybody from Kaba to now Broly.
Jesus Christ, bro! Fucking beat the table about it.
Sorry, I feel like my table's closer than it was before.
Or we just need to get your mic up off the tabletop, so that way when you get animated and you're talking about King Vegeta like that, we'll fucking slam tables and nobody will be the wiser because your microphone won't be hit by it. But I only say that so that way I have a lot less editing to do later. So you're welcome for the long-winded explanation. There is one other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and it kind of piggies back off of that whole mentor thing that Vegeta has very evidently been trying to come in a bottle of in Dragon Ball Super for the most part. End of the chapter, Goku shows up. He heard his son's strong again, so he's suddenly interested in his son again for the first time in like 2 years. Like, oh yeah, those kids, huh? I better go check in. So he checks in to what? What is going to happen? Do you think that they're just going to check in and be like, hey, pal, yeah, you're real strong. Nice sparring session. Stay here and protect the Earth. Or do you think he's about to recruit Gohan and potentially maybe even Piccolo? Probably not the boys. They probably have to stay and protect the Earth. Those superhero dressed motherfucking idiots. Do you think he's about to recruit Gohan and Piccolo into the Beerus Planet gang and they're all going to go train and then eventually go jump fucking Frieza?
If this is basically going to be the new arc, I guess them training to go fight Frieza, it's low-key making the Saiyans look kind of shitty. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because it's like we need 7 people to train, like to go fight Frieza. Like, the only reason why I'm saying that is because the last time we seen Frieza that we know of, I guess you could say he could be going around up in his ranks, because we already know his soldiers weren't at that point. The only person at the top level in my mind is Frieza. So it's like, y'all need 10 people at Frieza level just to like it's kind of crazy to me. I don't like that instance if that's the route they're gonna go. But I mean, if this is like we gotta protect the universe because Frieza is like on some other tyrannized shit, then maybe I can accept that. Especially if he has more like people on his team, like he got a whole crew of bad guys, which we know there are out there because there are prisons and shit from what Moro basically did. I guess you could
forget the galactic prisons, dog. Frieza is literally an emperor of the goddamn Frieza Force. Like I'm not saying that his like throwaway minions who are like men in the spaceships or something are stuff that the boys have to worry about. It's definitely not, but the man's got resources, like a ton. He's got planets all over the goddamn place. He's got people and spaceships and technology over the place. He could go build his own team of fucking people if he wanted to. I don't think he would. I don't think he needs to. But point still stands. Like, you think about a little bit of a different circumstance here, I guess, because Perfect Cell obviously invites people to the Cell games, but that's like a 10-on-1. Like, ain't nobody fucking fighting for Team Cell except Cell. And I guess like Hercule Satan's there in the background with his fucking news crew.
But see, I feel like that's a little bit different because it's like he's already at like the top level. Y'all coming to fight him, and it's for the planet's survival.
Like, just like this, it's the same exact situation. That's if
Frieza's coming up to the planet. If they're training and then they go to go fight Frieza, that to me is different because it's like we don't you don't even know what Frieza's doing. We gotta see if Frieza's doing some shit, for us to be like, okay, them working over there to train to fight him makes sense in my mind. Because to me, it's like, why don't you just have Goku, Vegeta train with another angel or get to another level? But I do like the fact of how, bro, people who be talking saying like Gohan don't like his dad or Piccolo is his real dad. Did y'all see the scene of how he lit up when Goku appeared? This man low key went back to a kid when he saw Goku just randomly appeared and right in front of him. Jumped right out of base mode. This dude loves his fucking dad. I don't like this is like a superhero to him. And I feel like that's his image of a superhero when he thinks of a superhero. So
I do know exactly what panel you're talking about. Yeah, I love those reaction panels when Goku suddenly like there's a few different instances of them. There's one obviously the 25th Budokai beginning of Majin Buu when they
mhm.
first sense his energy for the first time and it's like, "Oh, dad." It's like same kind of like, "Oh, stop everything you're doing." You see the little reaction bubble like up by their temple and yeah, the look on his face is like, "Oh god, dad's home. I'm so excited." So that's cool. Getting back to what you were saying about Vegeta and Broly, right? Let's write this arc, right? Let's write it better than they ultimately will. They probably won't fucking do anything cool at all, and it'll just be a bunch of jerking off until Frieza shows up and Goku kills him. So, um, let's say Gohan, he like commits to what he learns at the end of Superhero. He's like, oh no, there's another big crazy threat. I need to keep training. Frieza's how strong? You guys are how scared? I guess I owe it to the world and to Pan. Yeah, I'll go with you back to Beerus's planet. Yeah, let's go train this shit. So Goku and Vegeta each have their own little training student, right? Like Goku and Gohan are a team, Vegeta and Broly are a team. Piccolo stays on Earth. He's the former guardian of Earth, so he's gonna like run with that title, I guess, because Dende can't do shit. Him and the boys are gonna stay on Earth basically until Frieza gets very frustrated one day because he cannot find where Goku and Vegeta are. He's been looking for them for a little while. He's ready to jump them, enact his plan. So he shows up to fucking Earth. He fights Piccolo and the boys. Piccolo in his orange form gets fucking mollywopped, and then they come back and the fight's on, something like that. It's a terrible story. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to write anything, but I still try to write things sometimes.
I mean, it's not bad. The only thing I would say, if you mind me just interjecting real
No,
quick,
baby, this is a writing room now. It's a writer circle, baby. Let's do this.
what I would say is that the fact is like, why wouldn't Frieza know where they're at? There's only one or two places they would be. It's
Easy.
either Earth or with Beer. It's like
Yeah.
I don't. It's like where
And
else
he
would
he doesn't know how to get to Beerus's planet, and they won't leave
I guess
Beerus's
you?
planet because Whis is like, yeah, I made it untrackable or untraceable or like whatever. The location of Beerus's planet constantly moves along with the blah 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 of the universe, and because we're angels and like they could literally write any fucking thing out of Whis'
I
mouth,
guess
and it's like,
I guess
oh,
I guess you
that's
could
why
make fun.
Frieza couldn't find them there. Well, I guess Frieza got impatient and went and jumped the Earth, and now we got to get back to Earth to jump him. Not really a jumping at that
Yeah,
point.
they did that already in the Frieza like rebirth. See,
Yeah,
like
yeah, it's just exactly. That's a great get. That's a great call. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
if they do that route, I want him to just blow it up. I want Frieza to be on another level of like evil tyranny. Because like to me, it's no point of him going back doing the whole let me fight every one of these bullshit Z fighters for no reason when you're already stronger than them. To me, I want this to be a Frieza that has already mastered past mistakes. Like he's Earth destroyed. These motherfuckers are gonna have to find me where I'm at, where I want to challenge them. Because now they're like they're already gonna be chasing me because now they're pissed. Like I already got them at their most angry right now. So and then I feel like that works in his advantage anyway, because now they're gonna be fighting, and I guess you could say it can work in his advantage and also in his disadvantage because he's low key saying a saying go angry and unlock a new form. So I mean, that could be something that could happen, but also the fact that Frieza is probably at a level where he doesn't think anything they can do would affect him. Because to my imagination, the fact that he low key got to a power level where he didn't have to get Ultra Instinct, didn't have to get the power from like Beerus or anything, kind of nasty. Like you know what I mean? Like where is that energy he has? They're not even giving us any, like, is that God key? Did he learn God key by himself? Like, Frieza
God key, low key, it's all the same. Listen, chapter 101 is a rehash of sorts, but at least it ends us in a hopeful place, which is more than I can say for a Dragon Ball chapter in 14 calendar months. All right.
all new territory.
Yep, I guess. Yeah, for fucking 5 pages. I'm very excited to see what happens. I'll be bummed if it's just like, hey, son, nice check in. I'm going back to trade now. Go back to your studies. Bye. I'll be real pissed if that's chapter 102, you know? But we'll see what happens.
I want them to fight.
Yeah, they probably almost definitely are going to fight.
Oh, I think that'd be interesting. Like Goku just be like if he just don't even talk to like Goten or Trunks, he's just like, Gohan, let's go over here real quick.
Hey, Dad,
like,
I'm here too. Shut up, Goten. Go home.
like I wanna test that what you looking
Even better. Even better. Come on, Gohan. Let's go fight. Hey, Dad, I'm here too. Who the fuck are you? I'm Goten.
That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. Then at least he got Trunks there. He'd be like,
oh, hey, Trunks. He would totally remember Trunks. He would not remember Goten.
That would be heartbreaking. That would be heartbreaking as fuck if I was Goten. I'm like, you know what? I need to train or fuck that. like
yeah. So that's chapter 101. Is really not a ton more to break out there, but this has been fun to have something semi-positive to wonder about for me, at least the last few days.
Yeah.
I feel better about Dragon Ball right now than I felt in a long time. That isn't to say I feel good about Dragon Ball. That is to say I've felt terrible about Dragon Ball for such a fucking long time, at least all of 2023. What I'm going to get back to in just a moment. A couple of quick pieces, I guess, of news, and I'm going to do a hack job delivering all the details. If you want more details, I'll probably give you enough right here to Google some shit. All right. So there is allegedly going to be some more information released on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. That's the Budokai Tenkaichi 4 game at the Dragon Ball Z Battle Hour, I believe it's called, which is happening in California, I believe, again, all from memory, January 28th. So it's like a Fighters Z tournament, I guess. But there will be people from Shueisha and Bandai there. It's a Bandai-sponsored event, and they are expected to have... I don't know if we'll see a preview. I don't know if we'll see gameplay. We might not see anything, but there is expected to be some more news about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero there. So, so expect that the end of January, right around there. The other piece of news, and I'm honestly not 100% sure that this is confirmed, but I think it sounds very realistic and within the realm of possibility. So I'll just call it a rumor for now. They're saying that Dragon Ball Daima will obviously release in the fall. Like they said when they first announced it, anybody who says to you that it's big fucking news that they scooped it and it's going to be coming out in October is a liar to you, and they're a fucking asshole, because that's when new seasons of television start in Japan in October. I say this every goddamn time. Don't let people try to deliver things to you as if it's news and like this big fucking story. It's not. You just didn't read it right, or they think you didn't read it right. Anyway, I digress. It's alleged to be about 20 episodes long. So that got me thinking a little bit. 20 episodes long. How long is that? That's about 5-ish months. What I think might happen. Don't know this. We'll see what I hope will happen more than anything in the goddamn fucking world. What I think will happen is if it is around that 20, 25 episode range, say, they air all through October, November, December. That's one season technically of like, one season for the cycle. When you do have an anime star, it usually will go for 6 months, right? So you get those 3 months. January, February, March of 2025 now is what we're talking about. It would wrap up by the beginning of March. So January, February, those 2 months, and then March or April starts the new season. Yeah, April will start the new season. My bad. What if Daima runs on this exclusive streaming service for 6 months? They do the 20 episode 40th anniversary, 20 episode celebration. And then the following month is the return of Dragon Ball Super, and everyone's in that good habit of tuning into their streaming service all across the world, and they're not losing out on revenue and blah, blah, blah. That's my hope. All right. So 20 episodes, take it with a grain of salt. Do you want to react to anything I just said before I go on an even longer rant? But the longer rant you'll hopefully be involved in.
I would just say Hopefully, Dragon Ball Super comes back. Daima. I think I've loosened up to it a little bit. Kind of just want to see a little bit more Dragon Ball content. Get to see a different, I guess, from a different perspective, and it seems like it's newer content. It's not that much of rehashing.
Am
I
I
guess you do get.
boring you with this old rehashed nonsense?
No, I'm a little tired. I'm gonna let you guys know. Just recently, I've been moving, so yeah, I've been tired. I think it'd be cool to just see new Dragon Ball stories with Daima. That's the only thing I want to add on. I think the thing you said was super. Maybe coming back in like 6 months would be cool, but who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That's a lot of foreshadowing and playing with emotions. So I'm not gonna do that.
I don't know if it's foreshadowing, but it's definitely playing with emotions. Um, this is I don't know. I have to give a lot of credit. I had a few people reach out during this 6-week long break. This isn't the longest break I've ever taken from this feed. I think it's the second longest. The first time, I was going fucking legitimately nuts in my brain long before you met me. You weren't around, but I was having a real tough time making content. I probably took 2 to 3 months off. Couldn't do shit. This is the second longest stretch of which that I could just not do it. A lot of it is like timing too. Like it was the holidays and you were moving for the first half of this month. So I was like, who the hell do I want to make contact with if Raysean's not around? All I'm trying to do is say thank you to people who typically reach out to be like, hey, what's up, asshole? Where's my stuff? I didn't get any of that on this break. I had a couple people reach out and say, hey, man, I don't know what's up, but I miss you. That meant the world to me. So thank you for being those people who checked in and said what's up and didn't fucking give me a hard time about not talking this stupid, shitty, fucking crappy comic book. 2023 was I've had this joke going. Like I started Super Dope like way too late. You know, I started at 100 episodes into Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super is 130 episodes, you know? And I was like, you know, of course I started and the show stops. But I'm sure once I stop making my podcast, like the next month, the show's going to come back and I'm going to have to walk it back and start Super Dope again. And I think about that all the time because I'm just like, I've been saying that line for close to 6 years now. It is fucking, there are literally more episodes of this podcast than there are of Dragon Ball Z. There's 291 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. We have passed 300 a while ago. Yeah. So
Dedication.
is it, or is it just like a masochist kind of deal where I'm like, hey, let's put out another piece of subpar content up on the internet and see, you know, a few hundred people, you know, give us some pats on the back about it. And like, we love our fans. I'm not trying to say that, but like, it's a super saturated market in the first place. Everyone wants to be a fucking Dragon Ball content creator because even if they don't particularly love Dragon Ball, they know that it's great for business because everybody loves Dragon Ball. You know what I mean?
It's a fan base.
I talk to content creators sometimes where it's like you hear them talk about Dragon Ball and it's like, you've watched the show, right? I don't know. This is all a long rant. 2023 was the worst year, okay? For so many goddamn reasons, but definitely, I'm like personally for so many reasons, but it was definitely the worst year in Dragon Ball Super Dope history. We did not do a birthday episode. We did not do any anniversary episodes. It was our 6th anniversary this year. 7th anniversary? Yeah, 6th anniversary. We did not do any convention appearances this year. There was no new manga material this year. And we didn't do an episode for the entire month of December. I say all of that because I guess kind of twofold reasons, right? One is to say sorry, I guess, to people who have listened to this show for a long, long time and have stuck with us for years. And even, you know, maybe you're a new person finding the show. Cool. Welcome aboard. We love you. Stick around, motherfucker. But I say that as a way to say sorry, but I also say it as a way to be like, I'm excited for this year. Not because I'm super excited about the quality of content. I just know that the quality of content, in terms of what they're giving us from the franchise, not my own content. My own content's always going to be dog shit, but I'm excited about the quality of content from Dragon Ball. Not because it's going to be awesome, but because it's no way it could be worse than last year. Last year was one of the worst experiments in Dragon Ball history since we'll say in modern Dragon Ball history since 2013, since the series come back. That was one of the worst decisions they've ever made as a franchise in modern Dragon Ball history. Probably the worst. It took dude took a year off to go make a fucking Sandland manga, anime, and a video game. That's really what last year was. There's no other way for people to say it. I think Dragon Ball suffered immensely because of it, but I am excited to be talking about some at least new and different shit this year. And sorry for 2023, but hopeful for 2024. That's how I want to end the episode today. You have any parting thoughts there, Ray?
I just want to say that the manga had to do what it did
For why though?
this last year, at least 3 other times. Because then they do that for the. Didn't they do that for the Beerus movie?
No,
they didn't rehash the Beerus movie.
They do it very it's super short.
Oh, okay. See, I don't think I've read from the beginning. I think I started reading from where the tournament stopped.
So I'm looking at Tankobon Volume 2 of Dragon Ball Super. I just want to get a point of reference for how many chapters are in this cast of characters. It's chapter 10. All right. So chapter 10, Frost's True Form. This is already into the 40-ish episode mark of Dragon Ball Super. They do, I believe, an abbreviated version of Battle of Gods, like the first few chapters. And then they might give you I think they might have done a movie release manga for Frieza when it came out. They reference it briefly in the manga. They do not retell it. And this is like halfway through the Universe 6 tournament by chapter 10. So
okay,
it's really, this was the first, they literally took 12 full chapters to retell the movie, gave it 3 prequel chapters. That's 15 fucking months. I'm not saying they took off the prequel chapters. They still had to come up with some kind of story, and obviously they still had to make the art the entire time. Like, it was just Toyotaro on autopilot this past year. I'm sure Toriyama showed up, gave him the thumbs up every once in a while. Great job. Art looks good. Here's some corrections. I have to go back to make Sandland in the other room. This was the first time they did it, to take 15 months off from a new narrative. And again, like, you can't even really do that comparison either, just because the main narrative for Dragon Ball since the anime went off has been the manga. Like, the manga has been doing new manga exclusive shit since what? Like took them a little while to catch up. I want to say late 2018, early 2019 is when Moro started.
Yeah.
Like, to have whatever it was, like 3.5 full years of new exclusive manga only shit that you're going to eventually see in the anime, and then put a fucking halt to all of it and say, hey, you know that movie you guys watched in this fucking theater last summer? You're just going to see that for the next 15 months. And there's going to be nothing of consequence that goes on inside of those chapters in addition to them. It's going to be a straight retelling that you already know how it ends. We'll see you in over a year, fucko. One of the worst decisions made in modern Dragon Ball history. I honestly can't think of a worse decision these companies have made since Dragon Ball came back in 2013.
Only thing I just hope this gave them enough time to make whatever they're about to do amazing. I hope this is about to be straight autopilot. They got the story already together. Totoro is about to.
What's his name this month?
Totoro. Toyotaro.
Yeah, it's like Toyota, but Toyotaro.
Toyotaro. I hope he goes amazing. I hope he just kills it this year. Because, I mean, right now, it's nothing else he can rehash. You know what I mean? Right now, we already at the new starting point. I'm hoping we start getting more Frieza in these next few chapters. Now, I feel like the next chapter is really where it's about to, where the story, we're about to see where the story's going to kind of go.
I hope so. But you know what, dude? You know how I've been saying it when we did the manga review at the top of the episode? I was like, this just feels like a remix or like a rehash of certain parts of Superhero.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like the 12, 15 months that we just talked about, this is now month 16. Like, there's not too much they can do in terms of the story, pushing the narrative forward, but, Goku's back. Imagine.
I mean, almost everything in this chapter is new material. Like, we haven't seen
new material that we haven't seen it in this iteration. We haven't seen it the most recent time it's happened until now, but we've seen these scenes before. What I'm trying to say is,
I mean, like, oh, the little stuff that they kind of retell and the little, yeah. But
yeah, what I'm trying to say is, you and I now have this expectation that next month it's like all new world, like a whole new territory, baby. Goku's and Gohan, they're gonna fucking square up and do something. What if, just to add more insult to injury, more salt in the goddamn wound? What if next month Goku's like, "So what's up, boys? How you been? What have you been up to?" And the whole chapter is just Gohan recapping his fight with Cell and the Red Ribbon Army to Goku, and it's literally a retelling of the movie. Just to spit in our eye one more fucking time, dude.
I mean, that would be funny if they did that, but Goku's is not the type of character to listen to all that. So I think he's more into like, okay, this is how strong you are, Goku, go, because he already showed him how strong he is from just randomly transforming. So I think he's gonna be more onto that than like tell me everything that happened, because I'm pretty sure Whis already did and gave him like the 30 words or less version, you know what I mean? So
here's the Reader's Digest version of it, you stupid Saiyan. All right, well, chapter 102 next month. Very exciting stuff, I hope. Couple of housekeeping items. Raysean, what do you got for plugs, man? How's RGAP going? How's stuff in your world?
Well, RGAP is about to be coming back strongly, especially next month. It's gonna be my birthday month, February. Ooh.
Yo, what day is your birthday?
The 26th. You know what it is.
Stop yawning.
I'm sorry, guys. I've literally been moving these last few days. Had to pull a 10-hour shift at work today, and I'm literally running on fumes. I try to reread the chapters.
Yeah, I appreciate you making the time. I know that it's a Monday. Nobody likes recording on Mondays unless you're a Patreon member, in which case you love when we record on Mondays, because that means you're going to get the audio uncut on Monday night. If you're not a member of the Patreon, consider signing up. There's a link in the show notes, patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. Bunch of uncut episodes, bunch of other anime podcast reviews of OG Dragon Ball, Death Note, My Hero Academia, so on and so forth. Lots of extra videos and fun content over our years of being fucking assholes on the internet. So, other than that, we'll see you guys for the next episode. Obviously, I don't know when that'll be. It'll probably be early February. Maybe we're just a manga thing for a while. I don't know. We are gearing up for season 3 of Advice. Okay. In the meantime, if you do not already subscribe to our Advice channel on YouTube, I will kindly ask that you please go subscribe there now. There is a link in the show notes for that. The reason is we're releasing clip segments, basically, of past episodes that we've done Monday through Friday with me, Raysean, and Kelly, just to get more content out there, chop up the longer hour videos, get that search title fucking nonsense. It's always good to have a video about like if you want to shit in a pool or Mount Everest, or like my neighbor's cheating on her husband. What do I do about it? Like every title counts, baby. But we'll be doing some recordings for that in the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll have new episodes coming out again as soon as March, probably. We're going to be doing those Monday through Friday, 5 short episodes each week. So that YouTube cadence is sort of like a preview of what the podcast will look like for that. So if you don't already subscribe to the YouTube, please go do it. Help us juice the numbers, because I refuse to pay money for a fucking bot farm in Indonesia or whatever the hell, like some people do. Also, I'm broke, so I can't. Just go help me. I appreciate it. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode of Dragon Ball Super Dope, thank you. Please review the show if you haven't already. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever the hell you watch it. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you understand the word that I'm saying to you?
Yep. Also, I just want to throw this guys out there, because if you guys have any like Dragon Ball questions or anything, I'm trying to start a little segment on my show trying to answer some questions.
No, go to your fucking own show with that shit. Go solicit for stuff for your show on your show. Don't do that.
Oh, well, I mean, this show, we could do it on this show. This just episodes idea. I just was thinking of doing.
What do you mean?
Like, if people have questions about Dragon Ball things.
People have questions about Dragon Ball every fucking day. Dragon Ball fans don't know how to read. They're fucking notoriously stupid. All right, we're talking too much. We're in the weeds now. We're going to wrap this one up. Thank you for listening to Dragon Ball Super Dope. Make sure you check out RGAP. There's a link in the show notes for that as well. And we'll see you next time on Dragon Ball Super Dope. Dragon Ball Super Dope. Even that one. Fuck that one up. Bye.